Hey everyone, I'm Flo, Duties Behind the Camera, and we're all about simple food, simple faith. We are making my grandma's pan-fried chicken today. If you like this video, please click the like button and subscribe because it really does help the channel. I used to have dinner at my grandparents' once a week, and every single week she would make this chicken. Not because she didn't know how to make anything else, but because I told her once that I really liked it. And so being a grandma, like a lot of grandmas, I think you tell them once and they will forever make it for you. Grandma made a lot of home style recipes that were pretty simple, so you know this is going to be easy to make. I have 4 chicken thighs here that I've removed the bones and I've left the skin on because I want that crispiness of the skin. And I tried to flatten them as much as I could just by moving some of the pieces, like some of the meat around, so that it's even thickness all the way through. And if you need to, you can always just cut a little piece of the meat, butterfly it a little bit so that it's all an even thickness. Starting with the marinade, I'm going to use 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. This is just regular soy or light soy. 1 tablespoon of dark soy. Now, dark soy is a little bit of a different flavor than the light soy, and it adds color. I'm going to add a teaspoon of rice wine. This is just a cooking wine. You can add it or omit it, totally up to you. If you have Shaoxing wine, you can use that instead. That helps to take away the gaminess of the chicken. Not that chicken is super gamey, but my mom used to say that the wine will take away the chicken smell. The ginger will also take away chicken smell. So I've got 4 thin slices of ginger. I'm also adding 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce, 1 teaspoon of sugar, and sugar will help to balance the flavors, and 2 teaspoons of cornstarch. Cornstarch velvets the chicken and adds to the texture, making it, will give it a better mouthfeel. Just stir all this together. Okay, I'm going to put the chicken in with the meat side down because that will absorb most of the marinade. If you want to use skinless chicken, you can do that. If you want to use chicken breasts instead, you can do that as well. Totally up to you. Super versatile. It's just, we prefer dark meat. You can probably even get a couple more pieces of chicken with this amount of marinade. All right, now setting it aside just for a few minutes. My grandmother didn't use onions in her recipe, but I am going to because of the chicken oils and juices, the fond that will come from cooking the chicken. Just cut off the butts. I just want to soak up the sauce that's there and use up that fond. I'm just going to slice my onion from top to bottom. I just find that they keep its shape better. And I'm going to use a couple of green onions as well. Just leave them in about 2-inch pieces. And that's it. I'm going to use a couple of tablespoons of potato starch. And potato starch will adhere to the chicken so that we can get it more dry to get a good sear on the chicken. It's because I'm using a marinade. If I wasn't using a marinade and I was just using, say, salt and pepper, I would just put it skin side down on the frying pan. But because there's a marinade here, I want to add the starch because it'll help to absorb some of the moisture, but also make it crispy. and just lightly coated. Doesn't have to be a lot. You can use cornstarch here. I've also have used tapioca starch in the past, and they all work well. I start with 2 tablespoons. I can always add more. Just don't like to add too much and waste the starch that I'm not using. Okay. All right, so that was all the prep. Super easy. We're gonna get our pan going on a medium-high. I'm using a cast iron pan today, but you can use a stainless steel pan, a non-stick pan, anything with a flat bottom will work. I'm going to add oil and then turn the heat down. Now you want your pan to be hot, especially if it's a stainless steel or a cast iron pan, so that when the cold oil goes into the pan, it's going to create sort of like a non-stick surface. If you're using a non-stick pan, I don't think you're supposed to heat it up to high, so don't do that. But for stainless steel and cast iron, that's the way to go. Okay, we're gonna add about 2 to 3 tablespoons of oil. I'm using avocado oil today. I don't know if you can tell, but you can see that the oil is a little bit ripply, and it's just kind of sliding on your pan. So at this point, I'm going to turn it down to a medium-low. Okay, and we're gonna add our chicken skin side down. If I can fit one more piece in here. It's already non-stick. Okay, this is the hard part for me. Don't touch it. Don't touch it for 2 to 3 minutes and just let it sear. So I also noticed that by not searing at a high temperature, you don't get as much splatter happening. So low and slow really is the way to go here. So it's been about 2 minutes, and so it's not sticking, but I don't feel like it's as golden brown as I'd like. A little bit. I'll leave it in there for another minute or so. Yeah, you can look at it. Move this one over. Piece of skin in there. I'm going to turn it down even a little bit lower because it is getting a little bit dark. All right, I think there are some hot spots, so we're just moving some of them around, and then we're going to flip them over. Oh, look at that. That's so good. All right. We're gonna let this cook for about 5 to 6 minutes. I've turned off the heat, and we're checking to make sure that they're evenly brown. And there's some hot spots on my pan, so there are some like a little bit more brown, but they're not burnt, so that's good. I'm gonna put them onto a plate. Oh, the smell reminds me of Grandma's cooking. Every week you walk into the house and it just smells like this chicken. So good. So see all this fond that's left in the pan? I can't just let it sit unused. So that's why I'm adding onions. Turning heat back on to just a medium low is good. And we're gonna add our onions. Just let that cook for a couple of minutes. And then we're just gonna put it on top of the chicken. Whoops. I'm using a red onion here because that's what I have, but you can just use a regular onion if you want. Just cook it until it gets to the softness you like. If you like them a little bit on the rawer side, you can just take them out now or let it soften some more. I'm gonna let it soften for a little bit more. All right, turned off the heat. And we're just gonna pop the chicken, the onions. All right, are you all ready for?
As the chicken was frying, I was looking on excitedly because I could see the crispiness form. So I'm excited to get into this, but let's first do a ASMR test on the crispy level of the skin. Oh, guys, do you hear that? This is without deep frying, shallow frying. It's just a pan fry. That's pretty cool. This one's calling my name, so. Oh, did you hear that? Oof, guys. The aroma is so good. Flo, you made this chicken in the same flavor profile before, but in slightly different iterations. So that aroma is very familiar. But I'm looking forward to this one because it's particularly crispy looking. So let's cut into this. All right. Wow. That's good. So much flavor going on here. Which is pretty cool considering that the chicken wasn't marinating for very long at all. That pan fry technique gave it that crispy skin, no doubt. Crispy and just exploding with flavor. Subtle, but really yummy. Aside from the surprisingly crispy skin is the juiciness, the tenderness, cooked perfectly. So, contrast of the crispy and the juiciness of the chicken itself. Oh yeah, so much flavor. So good. It's gonna go super well with a classic meal of white rice, white jasmine rice, Chinese leafy veg, and it is the perfect homage to grandmas everywhere. Papas, amas. This one goes out to you.
Thanks, dude. Super simple, quick and easy. If you want, you can marinate it all day, overnight. It'll be even more packed with flavor, but just a 5-minute marinade gets you delicious chicken on the table fast. For this recipe, check it out on FLO'S.com.